My mission president, he was really into anything like innovative, and he just loved trying new ideas. And so our mission had a lot of pilot programs, and it was so fun. It was so awesome because one of the things is they had the digital mission, which was in Cambridge, in the Cambridge Stake, in the Cambridge Longfellow Park building. It's like one of the historic buildings of the church. In one of the historic buildings of the church, then they had a few missionaries who were assigned full-time to work. They had like a mini office set up there during weekdays, and they had computers, and they basically created a website because the idea was that a lot of people, like in Preach My Gospel, it talks about questions of the soul and how you want to be able to answer those questions. Like, where did I come from? Where am I going? Why am I here? Those kind of cheesy questions that every human has, and a lot of people legitimately don't have answers to. So they were doing research into that, and they found that a lot of people actually go on Google and just type in those sorts of questions. But the search engine, it doesn't pop up LDS.org or Mormon.org. That's not like how the search engine of those two websites have been programmed. It pops up other things. And so their goal in creating a website was to make it so that when you ask those questions, the website, it's called RealLifeAnswersorg, would pop up. And then it wasn't super overtly Mormon when you first look at it, but it's like gospel perspectives on a lot of life issues. And so it's kind of a way for people who aren't interested in going to Mormon.org, who would hear that and be like, that's not for me, but who do want to engage in discussions about those big life problems. And so that was really cool. So there's missionaries assigned to that. And then over time, the digital mission kind of evolved. And so they have, even if you're not assigned to the actual, we call it the fishbowl because there's a lot of like windows. Even if you're not assigned to the actual fishbowl, there's a lot of digital missionary extenders. So in New England, during the day, there's sometimes a lot of downtime because people are at work or whatever, and if you're in the suburbs. So in that case, you can go to your church or the library, and if you've been assigned as an extender, then you go and you teach people online. And how you find those people is we had there's like this forum, like chat forum that we like created accounts with, and it was a pen pal thing. And so there's people from all over the world who are trying to learn English, and we would just like meet them on there, try to bring up the church as soon as possible. And it sounds like kind of far-fetched, like when I heard about it, but it actually really works. Like there was a man from Uganda that I got to teach that way, and he's like really interested in joining the church. There was one person who worked on the digital mission who he taught someone in Scotland, and as soon as he finished his mission, his parents picked him up, and then he went to Scotland and baptized that guy. So like the Lord is really hastening his work, and the internet is definitely a tool for that. And the other thing that we did that was pretty unique in our mission with technology is we had something called the Portable Visitor Center. We called it the PVC. And how that started is our mission president was thinking, wow, it'd be really nice if we had a visitor center. We have this beautiful temple. People are curious about the temple, but it's not big enough to have a visitor center. And because there's some really generous people in the New England church membership, we were able to receive donations to create our own traveling visitor center. And so it's kind of like a trade show format. Like we have canvas that lifts up from, I have a really hard time explaining it, but I could provide pictures if you want. But basically the canvas pulls up and it has images, and then there's like a TV mounted in the center. And we had different displays for each big portion of Preach My Gospel lessons. So we had one that was Jesus Christ, Savior of the World. And so that one's like it's like a canvas that has a picture of Jesus from the Bible videos. And then in the middle we would play Because of Him. And we also there's an app that was created for us on iPads. So there's like an iPad stand in front of it, and then you click the video you want to watch and you watch it. We had one for God's plan, the plan of salvation, the restoration, temples, family history, Relief Society, humanitarian work, Christmas. we were just like constantly developing these, and it was really great because we could set up in a church building. So a lot of times we would go to the Providence branch meets in a building right downtown. They just have a floor of a building as their church building. And so we would set up the different displays in different rooms. And I worked on the visitor center, so I was like in charge of that for about 6 months. And it was so fun because all the missionaries in the zone would come, and then they would just spread out across the streets and street contact people and ask them if they wanted to come in and learn about our church. And we'd have lots of people come in, and we were like, why are they coming? Like, are they crazy? Like, I wouldn't just go into a random church building, but there were some people who were like, crazy, but there were a lot of people who were really normal and had like really, really good conversations with us. And we had a Book of Mormon table with Book of Mormons from different languages all across the world. And so we would, depending on how much time they had, we would just take them through and give them the visitor center experience. And it was really good because a lot of people wouldn't really feel comfortable saying like, yes, come meet with me. Like, I want you to come to my house and have a one-on-one discussion with missionaries. But they were okay with saying like, yeah, I'll go up into this building and you can give me a muffin while I look at these things. And so it was a really good way to get people to learn more and to reach out to the community. So that was a Portal Visitor Center.